All right, we are in the post show. I'll pull you down here, Mino.
All right.
Oh, hey, post show. Hey, the trivia answer was episode 25, One Winged Angel. Thank you, PoteauCedar. Thank you all for participating.
Really
Somebody,
cool. Todd did
somebody,
all this. That's really cool.
somebody got that right. I don't know who it was, but one person got that right. So, VL got that right. Good job to you, and may you not have to pity everything you pull like Xeno does.
Did he? Oh, right. He pitied
Uh,
Agrius or something, right?
well, I
Oh
think
no, Yuffie.
yeah, he pitied Yuffie on Yuffie. And I trolled him with my 16-minute pull video on Agrius because he doesn't ever watch my pull videos because my pull videos piss him off. And so I must have trolled him, and so I got him to watch the Agrius pull video. I have
Yeah.
not shared my Yuffie polls because that will not make him happy either. So
First world problems. I'm starting to really. Okay, so I finished. Fuck, what did I do? I finished a lot of my collection on something. I got all my BIS artifacts now today,
oh wow.
and I think. Oh, I got all the EXs. Right. So all I'm missing are some armors and EX pluses, and the usual LDs, and I'm done. But now my power stones are piling up really, really, really fast, and it's scaring me. This month alone was I'm at like 300 power stones, and before that I was at 50. So I'm feeling your pain, and I have no idea what the fuck to do, as I'm eventually gonna reach like 600, like some of you people, like Nidre and you, are ridiculous numbers. And it's like, what do you do with power stones at that point?
Well, I just don't sell my LD, so I'm constantly at no power stones. So I feel like I don't
Oh,
have any
right. No,
power
sorry.
stones.
You're Power Stone starved. Right.
Yeah.
My bad. It's other people that are like drowning in Power
Well,
Stones.
I have. I mean, arguably, I do have
Later Leaf Blade.
I have like 300 power stones at least sitting in max limit pro LTs. So, not to mention all the EXs I haven't sold. So,
Stop
uh,
selling gold weapons and use them to upgrade future weapons. That's not a terrible idea,
yeah, I suppose.
honestly. Like I said,
It's
I'm
so
think
easy to. I mean, it's so easy to grind orbs and gil though. So I don't know.
I really need to just stop pulling everything. Are you still pulling on every banner?
Oh, let me see.
I was doing
Uh,
that, but I'm starting to take a hit now.
I I'm not using gems for the rest of the month. I will probably burn through all my tickets, but I'll probably do 1 to 200 tickets on Barrett, Lion, and Zell. I already have XDeath LD. I already have VV and Deuce. I already have Kieran. And so the only LDs I don't have are Barrett, Lion, and Zell. I don't really care about any of them. I'm not going to blue armor any of them. I probably wouldn't even use Barrett. He is not great. And I don't really have any desire to use Lion it's literally I could not pull for the rest of the month. The only reason I would pull for Lion and Zell is to try to pick up XDS BT.
I thought
So
you pull everything for fun anyways, though.
yeah, no. So I'm gonna pull on tickets all of those banners, right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I mean that. So right now I just don't know how many tickets I'm gonna pull. So I already have Unis BT, so I would like XDS BT. I think the real question for me is if I want a green Zidane, which is my plan. Do you just pity Zidane straight out the gate
I would.
to be able
Well, you're
to?
pulling on reins and stuff, I
But yeah,
guess.
I'm going to be. Aphmau and Reigns are on that, and the sync guy. I don't have guy, so I mean that's not a bad banner to pull on either.
Shit, Sync's such a toss-up for me. I really like Sync, but she's also coming back with Ursula.
Right.
So what is that? Two pity banners? Could be one, but I don't know. I've gotten too in the habit of pulling everything. I've got no tickets now. My resources have taken a pretty big hit. I'm down 300K from where I was like 3 months ago. That's really bad. 300K. I'm down 300K. That's really bad. I know I still have a ton of resources, but I have no tickets and down 300K. I should stop pulling on everything.
I don't know how you I don't know how you passed me. Or is it just because I have not have you claimed all your boards? Like all
Yeah.
your summon boards and stuff?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. So I still have let me see. I still have 40,000 gems in my boards. So
Yeah, okay. Whatever, Mark. I'll get there. I'm pretty sure you're gonna pull more than me coming up, maybe. I
uh
can I can I'm
yeah.
not gonna go for any of these greens the first cycle. So we'll see how that is. I don't want a green-ish or Zidane. So I'll try to make it through this initial cycle.
Yeah.
No BT pluses. Hopefully, fingers
Yeah, I
crossed.
would I mean, man, I would definitely like if Zidane was not a favorite of mine, I would probably try to get through without greening anyone. Um I mean, I know Yish and Bart's have some longevity. So,
Mhm.
hey, Predator's asking a question. When will Mino do a pull battle with the rest of the Defo content creators? You've done pull battles before.
Yeah, with who, Predator? I've done a couple. I did two with Jin, and I'm pretty sure I did some with some other people. I think. I'm pretty sure. But I've said it before. I will pull battle anyone on anything that I don't have because if me spending gems gets other people to spend gems, then it was worth it, right? Like the that's why I'll pull battle Jin Lee on Kadaj. I think nobody else wanted to pull Kadaj. Initially, I didn't want to pull Kadaj, but Jin Lee accepted my pull battle and we went at it and I made him sad, so it was gems well spent.
Gems well
So
spent.
I will pull battle anybody on any weapon I don't have. You could pick any fucking Lion, uh, X Death coming up. Who else? A lot of these trash characters. I don't care. Barrett, you want to pull battle on Barrett? I'll do it as long as we're both gem pulling two pity. No pussy ticket pulling. No wussing out at like 40K or whatever limit. Like pull to pity. Mino pull battle X Death? Fuck, dude. Maybe. Maybe. All right. Okay. All right. Wait, CSAM, as long as you can record it and you're actually making a video, like we're putting it out there, right? This isn't just like the two of us typing in Discord saying what we got, right?
Right.
Mino,
It
I'll
has to
pull
be
battle
put.
you for Zidane for spin. Is there a CC you wish didn't spend too much gems? Is there a CC you wish didn't spend too much gems?
Where is that?
Raylos, can you clarify that?
Off chance, is there a CC you wish? Oh, it is you said you're glad when people spend gems. Is there someone you wish didn't spend gems?
No.
No, Mino wants to have the most gems.
Yeah. And you got to spend money to make money. Wait, I don't
Right.
think that applies here. But you have to spend money to get other people to spend money.
That is correct.
Just gamble all
Um,
the time.
I there are I mean there are considering how many gems we have. There are people among our group who have over 2 million gems. And
Yeah, I think
there are
Maxwell's
people
nearing 3 million, right?
there are some people that are still, nearing 3 million, yes. Um oh, there's the cricket again. Yes, awesome.
Most CCs do buy costumes, so spending money to make it. You know what? Most CCs are funded by their content. I'm pretty fucking sure Mark doesn't have to pay real money for his DFFO purchases. Would you say that's accurate?
Yeah, that's accurate.
Oh yeah. I do though. I'm a sucker. But like Joe has sub goals for that stuff.
Mhm.
Broadway lids, like I'm pretty sure Rez and Jin, like a lot of these content creators, I think BC could, if he wanted, could fund all of their in-game spending with their content.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. No, I mean, yeah. There's no. I mean, there are some. I mean, I know um, quite a few. I think Jin and BC and you, several who don't buy the premium Google Pass. But I mean, yeah. I mean, I'm making of those people that you just named. I'm making much less, and it's still enough to pay for what I'm spending on the game and the podcast. So, I mean, if you're doing more than I'm doing, you've got money. We actually, um, yeah, yeah. Joe's most likely. I mean, Josepher is the biggest of the content creators, right? Of the default content creators by far. There's no contest. It's not. I'm not saying yay or nay or anything else. Just pure statistics. YouTube, Discord, Patreon. Josepher is the biggest Dissidia Final Fantasy Opera Omnia content creator, period. Likely from, is QE bigger than Joe? Not at all. Not at all.
It's QE's
Not
a
at all.
close second,
Oh,
right?
but yeah, I mean, is
I
Q?
think his views are good. I think his views are good, right?
Is QE like I guess I don't know QE's Twitch numbers or his Patreon numbers. I know all of Joe's numbers. Um, I mean, Josepher's likely bringing in American dollars 3,500 or more. Like, I mean, that would be low end, 3,500 a month.
Oh,
Um,
by the way, did you
yeah.
see Tell's meme that he posted on Reddit?
Oh
Do you
no,
want
I
to put
didn't.
that on the screen?
I
Here,
I
let me send it to you.
I didn't see it at all.
All right, put this on the screen.
Did I actually upside this? Hold on a second. Let me go into studio mode.
I made sure to upvote.
I have to figure out what I'm doing here first. Hold on a second.
Well, while Mark's doing that,
I gotta save this.
did you I know you were there for when I was on Ranting Hour. I was wondering if you had any of those thoughts on that JP video, the really good one,
Oh
theorizing
yeah,
why
yeah.
they were
So
losing
so
money.
so share that for those who are listening or watching who aren't familiar with that video. Can you share just a brief summary of what that is? I do know what you're talking about.
I
Um,
guess just go watch the Ranting Hour. I guess some Japanese content creator uh made a video talking about how August was an all-time low revenue for DFFOO in Japan, and he was coming up with theories why. And he had four theories that were really good, and I know they overlapped with things Mark said before. But one of them was diminishing returns on the whale pass. His theory was that August numbers were so bad because if you had the whale pass up to July and JP, you have enough resources to um, MLB an Ultima weapon, and you only really need one. They're like super powerful, they're not needed, and now JP's letting you refund and trade it in for another one once a month. So there's very little incentive to get two
right.
or them at all. So that was one. The second one was nothing to spend money on. He was like, like high armor pluses kind of suck. BT pluses aren't really needed. What are you gonna do? Like buy a handful of ingots? Like you can't even whale. Like if it was like unlimited ingots, it'd be a different thing, right? Like if you could buy as many ingots as you wanted, but no, it's very time gated, so you're buying like 4 to 6 extra ingots a month. Even then, that's a limited amount. He's like, there's probably like 2 new skins a month. He's like, I wish there were more skins. He'd buy more skins a month. Um, but he's like, there's not really anything to buy. C90 is the real tuning pass. That's free. They give you everything you need. They didn't monetize that. Um, there's really nothing monetized other than unnecessary ingots and skins and weapon skins.
Yeah,
And then yeah, go
I
ahead.
mean, oh yeah, so there the book meme Tell made this little golden book. Everything I don't like is bad game design. A default content creator's guide to whining about fights. So that is Tell from the Tonberry Troupe, Teleute, and yeah, that's on there for a few minutes. I'll transition it off. So yeah, I've said this for a while. We've talked about this before. I do think there needs to be more things to whale on. Thank you, CSAM, for the gift sub. Um, and the whale pass, the bog pass, has diminishing returns. Yes, when you when we get back to right now, I think right now in GL, the Mog Pass has diminishing returns. Right there's there's less there's less reason to get it besides the BT tokens, which are a good reason, especially with all the BTs coming up. But that alone may not be enough for people. When we get the Ultimate Weapon bonus to the Mog Pass and the Premium Pass, then it becomes useful. But then, like you said, with this weird mechanic where you can kind of switch from Ultimate Weapon to Ultimate Weapon, it's diminishing returns. So, and that's for the regular Moogle Pass as well, as CSDX is saying. And
CSDX, was that you? Somebody in general chat, or was it SiloCons? I remember I said, "Hey, I finished my BIS artifacts." And then they're like, "Does that mean you don't need Mog Pass anymore?" And I thought for a second, I was like, "Shit." What? I'm like, what am I using Mog Pass for anymore? I mean, $5 a month, very little to support the game. Why not? But they're right. Like, I have more character points than I ever know what to do with now. If you've had, I think I did the math. If you somehow had every LD and had Mog Pass from the beginning to now, you would still have an excess amount of character points, and that gap would only grow as you continue. It's not going to catch up unless they do something crazy next year in JP, but like you're just flooded with character points. If you and then you don't need to farm artifacts. Like, well, what else do you need Mog Pass for?
so
Arguably divine boards, but BC said just auto
yeah,
plus
nope,
for
just Auto Plus for that much more time.
yeah.
I buy the Premium Pass. Obviously, I mean, it's just like you said, it's a way to support the game, and I'm using your money to do it. So
Oh,
that
my
works.
money.
No, I was talking to the people in chat.
My
Taco is saying real money play would be to offer $50 pack for 2 BT plus limit breaks. So listen, Taco, you're in luck. When BT Plus is going to hit, we're going to get a $79 pack for 1 BT Plus book and ingots. So you can spend, just like it's going to be the same as the blue book, I believe, the blue book pack. So you can spend $75 or $79 and get 1 BT Plus above your peers. So I will likely do that. So at least one. So. And I may do two.
CSAM, hold me to it. If you're very serious about recording a video or at least streaming it or whatever, I'll pull Battle XDeath. I said I'd pull Battle anyone for anything. And you're a longtime fan of the podcast, so I'm pretty sure I'll do it. Just please remind me of it as it's coming up, because that's a whole week away, and I don't even remember to log into the game.
So let's look at the what is the pack here. So I don't know if it's the same if the JP players can share. So if we go back to the game here, so here is the pack, the armor ingot pack. So you get 1 book and 2 ingots. 1 book, 2 ingots, 30 orbs, who cares? And 12,000 gems. So, and that's $74.99 USD. So I believe the BT pack, the BT Plus pack is the same. I'm not 100% sure. I believe the BT Plus pack is the exact same thing. 1 book, 2 ingots, probably some power orbs, 12,000 gems, 74.99. So, those people who have, I love looking at, yes, we all hear you, Cricket. Go to sleep. You don't have to get louder just because I'm being loud. That didn't work at all. The Cricket's still like, F you. I love Facebook. How many blue armors do you have? I have 10 blue armors. Free to play. Like, dude, no, like we keep count. You're not free to play. Like you've bought like 3 armor books. Like it's okay.
No, they could have converted.
No, they could have converted,
tokens.
but they didn't.
You're right.
You know they didn't. You know they didn't. So like, dude, seriously. First of all, that's not anything to brag about. That's just poor resource management. Second of all,
did you bring this up, Mark? People are reminding me that there is a limited sales that came to JP where you can buy the LD of your choice.
Yeah,
would you do that? I don't know if I will
choice.
Do that.
I forget. Yeah, was it like $80 for one? And you could go back basically like an LD shop.
Yeah, and you can pick any LD that's ever released.
You can, but it's only backwards. It's not like you can't save it to pick up new ones, right?
Right.
Yeah. So
and
I mean,
happened at least twice.
I don't know that there would be it's kind of like EXs, right? Like what LD would you want to go back and like pick up that you didn't pick up? Because if I really wanted it, I would have it, right? I mean, there's no LD I missed that I'm like, oh man, I really wish I had this LD. Because if I really want it,
pick up, let's say it drops at the same time as what's an LD you really want? Reigns? Can we just use Reigns as an example?
Yeah, sure.
So like, let's say it drops at the same time as Reigns. Would you just pay for that and hold on to your gems
instead of pulling? Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
definitely.
Okay, so yeah, so you would.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's why I'm saying there's some value to it because you can get the most recent LD as well. But 80 is kind of
steep. It's steep.
Maybe I don't. We'll see. Hold on. Someone else had a really good point in here too. Oh, Bishop. I wanted to ask. We almost passed it. So Bishop says, as a whale, I buy old costumes because it has gems. Buying gear tokens or ingot bundles is not worth it to me since you need them eventually. That's why I don't buy HG armor packs. That doesn't make sense to me, Bishop. Could you walk me through your process? Because isn't buying old costume packs, unless you're saying you didn't have these I'm assuming
I'm
old
confused.
costume packs means you already have the costume.
Like you don't want dupes.
Because then it's just gems, right? Why wouldn't you buy but like they already have like the costume packs have the same amount of gems as the sales bundles, unless you're saying you're buying it because it's like a second sales bundles.
But you should I mean, you should buy the instead of buying a second costume, because a costume pack is 9,000 for $36.99. You could buy, you can get the enhancements chest with I guess it's only 6,000. Yeah, so they're saying it's more gems to buy the costumes than to get these ingots that you don't need. That's interesting. Oh no, because here this marvelous chest is $36.99, and that's the one with the books, and that has sphere,
one-time thing.
That has sphere removers, right?
Yeah.
Or you could buy. I mean, you can buy the sphere remover sets. They're like 20, right? How many of those can you get? Oh, Bishop, give me a sec. I need to look something up. So.
Yeah.
You if you're buying exclusively for gems, you really do have to. Because the weapon enhancement chest, the $20 one, it's only 3. So if you buy 3 of those to get 9,000 gems, the same as a costume, that's $60.
Yeah.
But there's usually a few of these weapon enhancement chests which are $36.99 with the 9,000. But yeah, several of them are. There's not a lot.
Is the
Yes.
pure gems pack better value? It's the same price CSDX. That
Nope.
thir and
No,
no,
no, no. The pure gem pack is 6,000 as opposed to 9,000. So
no,
the
no. The
mithril
sales bundle is right.
the
Only
mithril
the regular one.
chest
Let me
the
see
mithril
this.
chest is 36.99, 6,000. Costumes are 36.99, 9,000. Now if you look at the sales, the first 36.99 is the Ethereal enhancement chest, which is 6,000.
Okay, you're looking at the enhancement chest with the books and ingots, right? We're
No,
like
looking at all of them. So I'm on the screen here. So here is your regular 36.99, 6,000 gems. If you go
uh
to the costumes, they're 9,000 gems, same price. So let's look at all the 36.99 packs.
there's no
The
special gem sale
yeah
right now though.
yeah so
And
so
those are usually 9K.
yeah
Yeah.
I'm going through all of them. So this 36. This is one of the sales. It's 6,000 gems. This 36 is the 9,000, the marvelous chest. This is the one with the book, the weapon book, and the two ingots, I believe.
Yeah, see, this is 9K, right? This is what I buy.
That's the 9K one.
Yeah.
Um, but everyone else is 36, and so yeah, this is the one that has the armor tokens. The armor token one is
The regular one gems are a scam, so we're not talking about those, guys. Don't ever
yeah.
buy the regular. Only look at
Yeah,
the
what
sales.
I don't. Yeah, why? Okay, so here we go. Bishop says, I have 2,300 armor tokens, 1,100 weapon tokens, 16 blue books, 370 blue pages. So I have a lot. So I have nothing to use them on. I don't want any more of anything I can't use. Oh well.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense. You're like flooded and
Right.
you can't use it anymore. Okay, that makes
But
sense.
I mean, they're not. I mean, having a double costume isn't. You can't use that either, right? Like
Yeah, but
if you're buying old costumes that you don't have, yes, I get that.
he just
Um,
doesn't want to flood his inventory. I kind of get that. I mean, not
no,
something I do, but you
yeah,
know.
yeah. I mean, I'd at least take the armor tokens and yeah, start armoring. But yeah, I guess everybody. No, but I agree. I mean, I agree with Bishop. In the idea that there should be some better things, and you know, $75 for a blue armor. I know Daniel's bought all of them, I think, but
Wait, has he? No, you're kidding. Has he actually?
I think he's bought several of them at least. Um, so yes, there are some people that are buying those blue armor books, but is that? I mean, $75 for a blue armor is a little ridiculous. Um,
Chip, I gotta ask you,
if
as
they were
somebody,
if they were 36.99 with nine
I'd buy
thousand
him.
gems,
Yeah,
I would buy one of those a month at least.
100%, dude. I even said that when they debuted. I said I was pretty into it. If this had released at the beginning, like when they
Hmm.
first dropped, I might have paid the 75 like
Yeah.
once or twice. But just for the book, that is extreme. But again, I might not be the target
Well,
audience.
we don't know. It's always speculation on our part because we don't know. We don't have the analytics. We don't have the breakdown. We don't have the actual numbers. We have no idea what the actual what the actual whales, who the people who support this game, what they're buying. And if you're that person who's got 2 million gems and has never spent money on the game, you're not the target audience. So sit back and enjoy the game the way you can, because you don't get, you don't got stock in the company, right? There's no ads in this game, right? This is not that kind. There's no revenue. You're not like, I understand the idea. Well, if there's no free to play players, there's no community, etc. Yeah, I get it, but this is a game that relies 100% on people spending money in game to make it work. And so we don't know what those people generally, besides those of us who do, are spending money on.
Yeah.
It may surprise us, very truthfully.
Raylos is saying a bundle will not work if even the target audience doesn't want it. I mean, that's true, but I don't know if I'm actually the target audience. I spend
Right.
regularly But my cap is 100. My cap is 100 a month.
Right.
I only have an in and out salary. There's people that can spend a lot more than me for sure. And that's why I want to ask Bishop. Bishop, as someone who whales in this game, do you agree whenever Mark says there's not enough to whale in this game? Like, look at he's specifically targeting old costumes to get the best value. Well, like the system has to be broken, right? If he has to work that hard to whale on the game. I don't know, but Bishop, I'd really love your thoughts on how they're monetizing this game.
Well, and you, I mean, you have to, again, kind of in terms of your, people talk about spending money on the game, but in terms of your hobby. So I mean, I think I look back and think about, again, every time a new set of Magic came out, I bought 3 booster boxes of every expansion. So that was over $300 every single time. I usually got the special deal on it because I worked for the game store. So I got $100 a booster box, just straight up. So $300, 3 booster box. The main set I would buy 6 booster boxes, $600. So every year, and again, I'm as a teenager. Every year I'm spending $600 for the main set, and then $900, $1,500 a year for Magic cards. And that's not like the only thing I'm doing. That's like a hobby, right? D&D books back in the day, right? When you're playing D&D and it was $20, $30 every time a new book came out. I played Warhammer 40K. I mean, you're talking $1,000 per army, and that's if you wanted, $1,000, every single army and all the paint and all the figures and everything else. And these hobbies, my hobbies, I don't fish, I don't snowmobile, I don't have a motorcycle. Like, we were joking, all boys have their toys. Like, people spend a lot of money on their hobbies. They have vacation houses. They have boats. Like, do you own a boat? Boats are expensive. So, when somebody's talking about spending, $50 a month on the game, or $36 a month on the game, or even $100 a month on the game, it's a fairly inexpensive. Yeah, Legos are also pricey. Yeah,
so expensive.
I just ordered a $250 Lego set. So yes, Legos are very, very expensive.
I think when I used to read comics, I spent way more on that a month than
Oh yeah, I
this.
mean, what, $5 a comic now, or I mean, it was 2 or 3.
I bought like the trade edition, the collectors.
Oh
Like when
yeah,
they collect a
the
bunch of
the trades are even more expensive, right?
yeah.
But yeah, so I mean, I'm sure. So I play. I've talked about this before. I've played competitive mobile games. They weren't always gotcha games. Some of them were kind of the war games, the battle games, raid-oriented games. And, I mean, there were, in the one game I played, the top guild was spending, but do they have resale value? I mean, that's, in a sense, you do have the cards and you can sell them, but do most people do that? But you do get the physical cards. I give you that. And you could, if you were very entrepreneurial, you could try to resell them. I don't think most people probably do. But so the top guild in this one game, my guild was a top 25 ranked guild. So we were top 25 in the world consistently. Free to play, pay to play players combined in this guild. The top guild was spending $1,000 per player per month on the raids. So basically what you're spending, you're not spending money on gear, you're not spending money on units, you're basically spending money to refresh, to battle more.
Yeah, it's like on bells, guys. It's
Yeah.
like $1,000 on
So
bells.
so assume exactly $1,000 on bells, and it was full weekend events. So they were 3-day events, and you basically every 4 hours for 3 days had to be on, unless you were going to pay to win. And that's how this top guild did it. I mean, so I think there were 25 in each guild. So $25,000 a month this guild paid to play this game, to be the top guild. And what did you get? You got special units for being the top guild. So then it generally made it easier for them to win from there. But So I mean, people, people have that money to spend. So there are people spending $1,000 or more on Tifo every month. I know it, but I think it's hard to spend that much money on this game. I mean, even if you bought every single pack, man, it's really tough, right? I mean, you just have to buy regular gem packs at some point, and then yeah, why? I mean, like even if you're a whale, we give Daniel a hard time. Daniel's definitely a whale, a true whale who has no resources because he's always pulling, right? Um, but even if you whaled and pulled on every banner and used gems, whatever, so a true whale is going to spend money to get gems to get whatever they want. Like, how much money do you think you would really spend on this game? Because I mean, man, it's the free resources are real, and you're not going to pity every single banner. So, I mean, is it even possible to spend $1,000 a month on Defo? I don't know. Are you still alive,
I don't
Mino?
know. Yeah, I just think they go for sustainability. That's their goal.
Yeah,
I mean, again, we don't know how that's doing, but they definitely they time gate everything because they want people to stick around. They
yeah.
want to build the habit of spending $5 a month or
Well, and
10 bucks.
I mean, seriously, just yeah, the cricket is it's one cricket. It is just one aggressively loud cricket. Um, yeah, I mean, just make the regular Mog Pass and the premium Mog Pass more like, yeah, add an LD shop. Give the regular Mog Pass a BT token, an EX token. Give the premium pass a BT plus book, or just do something, right, to make it more, to make people want to use it more. Because I think that model is the best model. If you can get money from people every month, that's the best model. Or go ham with this game is really conservative with the costumes. So do more costumes. And we get the costumes early here, right? In global, we get the
Couple.
costumes. We generally get the costumes early, or we have gotten costumes early in the past. And so there are months when there's just no costumes to buy. And so, I mean, that's, you have to think about, for the GL side of the game, yeah, they need to have like a global first who has to have a costume. And then when they come back, you have to have something else, so man, it's just, we want to give you our money. That's what we're trying to tell you.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I could be enticed to spend a little more, and also skipped over Bishop's answer. I really hope Ink kind of here because so Ink's always been a proponent of games too complicated. There's too many unexplained systems. There's too many resources like Bloom tokens and Bloom stones and all this stuff. And then Bishop's here saying the only reason it's hard to spend is because there's not enough resources to buy,
Mm-hmm.
right? And that's a true thing, right? Like, I mean, I is Ink free to play? I
I'm
think
sh-
he is, right?
he buys a costume every once in a while, maybe.
Oh, okay. And I know Dreamy's free to play, so they never think about the business aspect of it. But the people who are whaling, there's a reason, I guess, gotchas have all these complex systems and resources. The problem is DFFOO doesn't let us buy a lot of it. It feels, I like so C90 the crystal levels. If you guys remember C70, you used to not get it was like character points. You used to not get enough in the event to even fully do the person that came with the event, the featured character. You'd have to save for 2 to 3 events to see level 70 a character. It was hilarious. Now for C80 and C90, they give you enough crystals. I don't even know why we need crystals at this point because they're just giving it to you automatically. And C90 is called such a strong tuning pass. It gives you so many stats. Your AAs raise caps now. They work like blue armor, and your EX is relevant again. And it's all free. So like that's one of the complaints of that video was there's just literally nothing to spend on. Where'd Mark go? Did he
Yeah,
kill
no,
that
no, I'm
cricket?
here.
I
I'm
don't
here.
hear it anymore. Oh,
Yeah, no, I was typing in chat. Yeah, no, I agree. I think it's a really valid point for in that video on the JP side of things because right, why, like obviously ingot and books, that kind of stuff should be, really should be a no brainer. But yeah, I mean, why don't you go in the? It's such a weird game, right? Like, why don't you go the route of every other gotcha game and have the holiday outfits, like even if you want to be super conservative and you don't want the swimsuit, the winter festival outfits and the fall festival outfits and the spring festival outfits, and I mean seriously, it's a Japanese video game. Summer festival outfits, right? You have the seasonal outfits, anniversary outfits, sprite outfits. I don't know. The one thing, almost every other gotcha game relies on you pulling duplicates of characters to really unlock that character's potential. And so you are literally gate kept for unlocking the character's full potential unless you pull duplicates, which is not always very easy. And yes, DissidiaFFOO does kind of the same thing, whereas yes, you need to limit break things, but we all know with the abundance of power stones in this game, you never need to have more than one copy. So they already have this super generous system where you really can't wail to pull because you really only need one copy of the thing that you're looking for, and you can guarantee yourself it. So, I just and Magno's right. We don't know. We've said it's all
I feel he's right.
it's
Yeah.
speculation. Worrying about the future of the game, yeah, that's completely. We don't have any concern about that. The game ends tomorrow. We go about our lives, right? It's my hope is the game lasts long enough for the Final Fantasy VII game to come out and we can play that. But I think DissidiaFFOO's got a few more years in it. Believe me, the way some of these games hang around, I think it will probably be fine. But yeah, in terms of, I mean, the whole business, and I understand it's boring to some people, but it fascinates me. The whole business, like the whole DissidiaFFOO business model, or the purpose, like what is the purpose behind DissidiaFFOO? Because we know War of the Visions and we know Brave Exvius have made a lot more money in the past. Like, is DissidiaFFOO supposed to be an advertisement? So you go out and buy the pixel versions of the game, you go out and buy the new games. Like, I mean, is it just an internal advertisement, and therefore it's making revenue in ways we don't quite understand? Because it just doesn't seem as bad as gotchas are and as predatory as they are. It just doesn't seem as predatory as it could be, or compared to any other gotcha that I've pretty much ever played. So, yeah, it's no paid banners. I mean, that's the other thing they could do, right? Oh, there was a post. Saray is saying there's a post about people playing new games after playing DissidiaFFOO. Oh, I play new games all the time. Like I said, I downloaded the Mega Man game and the World Flipper game. The Mega Man game. So I mean, here's another thing with DissidiaFFOO. The Mega Man game hard gatekeeps regular content. And I hate games that do this. So there are games that gatekeep with stamina. Like, you only have so much stamina, and so you can't continue on the main story track. Mega Man has a power threshold, so like you can't get through the next. Even if you're skilled, you're just not powerful enough to deal with the regular mobs and the regular bosses. And so you have to power up, but there's really no way to power up besides to wait. Like, wait for more stamina, to grind more resources, to increase your things, and so I mean it's a hard gatekeep. So I mean it's likely Final Fantasy game, sorry. Oh yeah, no, we've seen that in our community, right? Oh, I want to play Type 0, or the pixel remasters are out, so people are playing them. So I mean I think that is one I think that's one aspect of it, right? I don't know that's their business model or that's their hope. I mean, I think their original hope was DissidiaFFOO was Dissidia Final Fantasy Opera Omnia was a partner game with NT, right? They were supposed to be contemporary games, one console, one mobile, working together.
Right.
And there were going to be things happening in between those two games. Well,
Yes.
obviously NT bombed, or just didn't have a shelf life, and so DissidiaFFOO has kind of become its own thing. But it's taken a very different direction than Brave Exvius, which has its own story. Has its own unique characters, and War of the Visions, which has its own unique characters, and both games are again very predatory. You have to get multiple versions of characters. The drop rates aren't nearly as good, etc. So just an interesting. Again, I'd be SQEX is a mess of a company, right? I think we can all agree that SQEX is a mess of a company, and so I'm not sure that there's any forethought or thinking, but it would be interesting to know like what was the goal, and then as it's progressed, what is the goal for this game? Because, it's not making a ton of money. We know that. It's not making enough money to continue on. But yeah, they don't seem to pull some of the tricks, the gotcha game tricks to make money that you would think they would do. So
Well, that's why I said, and I swear this will be the last of it because Macnell's right. We probably shouldn't be talking about it because this is a lot of speculation. But that's why I said like I wouldn't be surprised if that Setzer banner was a test for them tightening their fist. Every era gets a little tighter.
yeah,
BT's
yeah, right.
EX, yeah, BT's on top of that was crazy. And then BT Plus is just a smarter use of the ingot system that probably did them no good in the EX Plus era. And then
Oh yeah,
uh
BT Plus shouldn't probably didn't help them at all. Eventually, especially when Lufania became a lot easier. So yeah,
yeah, so I mean like there's a lot of things. So I mean I wouldn't be surprised the Setzer thing was experimenting what they could get away with on a banner, right? Like, hey, how about a triple LD banner with no BT? Would people still pull this?
yeah,
Probably, and they all did. But no, yeah. That's why I was like, shit, I really want to see what's coming in a month in JP. Something has to. Okay, as I said, I think you mentioned I said this on the ranting hour. Yes, I did. I said this on the ranting hour yesterday. The game's not dead because games that don't know where they're going or ran out of ideas will announce it well before time before they shut down. This has always happened. I think Kingdom Hearts and Mobius had like half a year at least left in them before they shut out. They literally came out and said, "Hey guys, at this time and date, we'll be ending service. We'll be wrapping up the story, and we're done. So you can play up to this point, and then we're good, and that no more updates. We'll leave the servers up for a bit,
yep.
and you can play." They always announce well ahead of time when they know their time is coming to an end.
Yeah, and I mean, you got to realize Record Keeper is so Mobius. The issue with Mobius, so we have some history in terms of Final Fantasy games, right? Final Fantasy mobile games. Mobius had a huge cost to it because of I mean, if you ever played Mobius, the graphics in Mobius were intense. So there was a large development cost, and this is my speculation, of course, a large development cost. It
Here
was
we go again.
it's a freaking 3-hour podcast. Of course, it's going to be speculation. That's literally what we do. Don't be upset
Like
about it.
I was worried for the people who are probably getting bored of us talking business. But yeah,
Well,
go ahead.
it's late, so they should be in bed anyway. Um, this is the post show. That's why this isn't the regular show. It's not about you. It's about us. We want to talk about it. We're going to talk about it. That's why we do this. You don't pay my stuff. Oh wait, you do. Thank you for all your support. I appreciate that. No, but Mobius, beautiful game. And so I mean a huge cost to keep that kind of game up, and it was not making money, right? So So it was the first to go. Um, but we know Record Keeper is not making as much or hasn't been making as much as Dissidia, and that's still going. Kingdom Hearts Union again. That was one that dropped. Of course, that's a Kingdom Hearts title, and it's doomed for anyway. Um, yeah, and that had to do with Disney, so you can assume the cost of that was ridiculous and problematic, just keeping it up. So what I'm saying, long story short, I assume Final Fantasy Record Keeper will end before Dissidia. Um, and so I think you'll get some sign there. And then obviously, yeah, there's a Japanese version of the game. And so will the Japanese version and the global version end at the same time? Will they keep the global version going to catch up to wherever the Japanese version was? It's good to know. But yeah, we'll see.
Wait,
Nothing
what?
is for certain.
I forgot. Oh, right. Sorry. I forgot what led to this. It was the game's not shutting down anytime soon because so many people are like they're running out of ideas. Look how big the numbers are getting. You know, obviously the numbers can't get any higher. What are they going to do after LDs and BTs, et cetera, and stuff? And it's like they've said before, they plan out content like a year and a half ahead, at
Yeah.
least a year ahead. If they were going to shut down anytime soon, again, lots of the practice is to announce it as it's coming. So clearly, they have something on the horizon coming once all the LDs are done. Clearly, they have something coming after C90 is done and all the
Yeah.
divine boards are done. Like something is coming. The thing is that um usually they overlap the eras, right? They usually start the next weapon era long before the old one is done, right? Like we had over 6 months of EXs before the 35 CPs were done, if you remember that. And then when the LDs came out, we still had a good handful of EXs left, and they stretched that out another 6 months, if you remember. The problem is LDs are done next month. Next month they are out. So it's like, why are they waiting so long? Also, why was C90 sped up so fast? Right? Usually the crystal levels are a year and some change. This was like half a year, and almost everyone's C90 now. And it's like they are pushing a lot of things fast. So what the fuck is coming that they're making sure everything is ending at about the same time? LDs, C90s, divine boards all ending about the same time. Like, are they about to hit us with this huge revamp? And I'm so grateful we play global, right, for that foresight. Thank God I don't have to deal with this and get blindsided by something new.
Well, that's the thing, right? We will get to know before it happens. We don't have to be in this nebulous existence that the beta testers have to do, where they're like, "What's going to happen? Why are all my characters getting C90s and LDs? And now LDs are running out. There's no overlap. What's going to happen? And it's going to be awful. And they're all going to complain about it. And we'll be like, okay, I know now. Now that I know that for 8 months." And so this is going to be the issue in GL, right? So whatever happens, whatever the next tuning pass is, it's usually really bad, and there's usually a lot of craziness, and people have to pull to get through content and everything else. And so the problem will be if we know, hey, for the last 6 months of Lufania Plus, you don't really have to pull on anything. You can rely on those 2-3 characters you really want. Pull a character here and there, you're good. So if GL doesn't do things to shake things up,
Yeah, they
um,
need to.
if they don't do things to shake things up, then you're going to have a whole bunch of people not pulling, a whole bunch of people not spending, and a whole bunch of people hoarding like we all did in EX. Not we all, but many of us, the people who have over 1 million gems, did in the EX Plus era, where you could just literally carry RNA through everything. Yeah.
Oh my God, I can't believe I agreed to a pull battle on X Death. It's so stupid. Are we, CSAM, are you still here? Are we pulling up to the fucking BT? Like on the initial banner? This sounds like such a terrible idea.
You don't have
Oh,
X Death LD? Yeah, LD.
I do not. Oh shit, he probably does, and he wants the BT. Uh, see, Sam, I'm down for whatever. Honestly, at the end of the day, it's all fake currency to me. I don't care. That's why I don't get upset in the slightest when I pity on stream because it's all not real to me. So
I get upset every time I don't get what I want in 100 tickets. I cry.
Mark is being facetious, but he actually does get upset when he doesn't get what he wants in like 200 tickets.
I
Or like
super upset.
there was that one month, I forgot. You were like I spent 200,000 in the span of 2 months or something like that.
Oh yeah,
And
I mean, yeah, there's yeah, the March or no April. Yeah, April I spent 260,000 gems. That was a rough. The first month of LDBT I spent yeah, I spent 290,000 gems the first month of why did I do that? That's why gems are see this is the trick. So you start spending gems on every banner, you just waste gems. So I was spending all kinds of gems and no tickets. Although that month, man, the first month, this is bad planning for me. I don't know how I have a million gems because I have not done well. This is not good. So yeah, the first month, so that August, 2 Augusts ago, LDBT era has lasted over a year. If you're keeping track. So the first month with Squall and Toto, right? I guess that had Von in that same month too. I spent 290,000 gems and 1,283 tickets. That was rough. Yeah, quite a few pities, a lot of tickets spent without getting anything. And I kept for the first few months of LDBT, I kept spending, and then I had from December all the way until so all of December and all of January, I did no gem pulls, and then I've had a couple other months like that where I've just not done any gem pulls, and that's how I crept back up. Because there in March I did 2 near pities and then a BT pity. Yeah, gems are not good. Every gem pull is bad for me.
you still have every BT though. Like
I'm
I
I'm missing one. Yes.
I say it all the time. I'll trade accounts with you any fucking day. You are so much ahead with
Well,
the resources you spent total.
yeah. Well, I mean, I have I have right. Uh, similar amount of gems, more tickets, and more weapons. You have more EXs. You have all the EXs, right?
You you probably have enough EX tokens to get all the EXs if you
I
want it.
do not have enough EX tokens. I only have 10 or 14.
All right, how many
Um,
EXs are you missing?
3 or 4.
Okay, and how many LDs are you missing?
I am missing a whole bunch. I have the list here. I am missing Dark Knight Cecil, Machina, Guy, Theodore, Ferris, Ash, Cypher, Leon. That's 8. I'm missing 8 LDs.
Yeah, that's I think I'm missing like 30 something LDs.
That's a
So
lot.
and I'm missing like 16, 17 BTs.
Yeah.
So yeah, and you have more gems than me?
Yeah. So I'm
Yeah.
gonna do I'm gonna do a I think I'm gonna do at the end of this month I'm gonna do a video that kind of talks about so in the LDBT era how many gems I've used and how many tickets I've used and how many things I've pulled, targeted pulls because it gets a little different if you're talking about non-targeted things. But yeah, so I mean I've spent 1.2 million gems in this era. That's a lot of gems, right?
Mhm.
And I've spent 10,000 tickets, and that's again that like gems you can buy, tickets you can't buy. So that's resources we've all had, like we've all had 10,000 tickets. Like there's no more tickets. Like I didn't come into this era with a whole bunch of tickets, right? I came into this era with a whole lot of nothing. So that's not true. I did have some tickets moving in, but I mean, I did not like, Ink was talking about, I played the first 6 months I played, I didn't spend any resources. Yeah, like go back and listen to episode 25, One Winged Angel. I was at 0 gems and 0 tickets a lot in the first year of this game. It wasn't until like Beatrix when I started. I think it was around. It was around the Beatrix event. A little bit after that, it was that February 2019. I started saving resources in February of 2019. So how many years after the game started? That was the year anniversary. Was that year 1 year anniversary around, right? The game started in February.
Yes.
Or March. Yeah, February, right?
No, February. End of February.
Yeah, so the game started in February 2018. So that was at the 1 year anniversary with Beatrix. Right after Beatrix, I had 92,000 gems. So the entire first year, how many ever 100,000s of gems, tickets? I had no tickets. I had 92,000 gems. And so that's when I started, kind of started working a year later, 1 year later. So in February of 2020, I had 462,000 gems. So I went from 100,000 to 400,000 in 1 year. And then from 2020 to 2021, which would have been last year, we've gained a considerable amount of resources. So it's interesting.
Mark, you're just lucky. It can all fade. My tickets, sometimes 2 banners take away all my tickets.
It can't all fade if you don't move past a certain threshold, right? Like that's the secret. If you, especially with tickets, if you are okay to walk away and you stop at a certain threshold, a reasonable threshold, then you don't do what I did back when and spend 800 tickets and not get what you want. Because you can do that and that's fine. And again, the luck is the luck, right? Like it doesn't, like every ticket is the exact same rate. There's no cumulative effect of spending, saving, anything else. So you can argue both ways. You can argue that who cares if I spend 800 gems, because those 800 tickets, those 800 tickets weren't going to get me anything regardless of how many banners I pulled on. That being said, it does seem to be more beneficial if you can stop at a certain threshold. Statistically, shouldn't matter, obviously. Every ticket is a equal chance. I did the same on Dark Knight Cecil. I spent over 700 tickets on Dark Knight Cecil. I went to 0, and didn't get it. And so
yeah, I got hit pretty hard. But
I didn't go to gems then either. I mean, that was the other thing. But yeah.
Fuck, man. There's a lot of characters I regret now that I think about it.
Well, that's the other thing, right? Is if you are spending, so I mean, again, we have 1 million. Who cares? Like we can spend as much as we want. We have the resources to do it. Like at this point with over 1 million gems. Like, yeah, you can talk about bad luck all you want, but like really like when would we really run out? Like, I mean, realistically, even if we started pulling on everything with gems, like when would, I mean, you got to use tickets at some point. Yeah, you can take a hit. Like we could take a 300, 400,000 gem hit, but are you going to go broke anytime soon? No. I mean, that's just the reality. But if you're constantly at no resources, you have to start thinking about, okay, which characters do I need to beat content? Which characters do I need to be interested in the game? Which characters will I actually use? And that's why we talk about like Agrius and Yuffie. Yeah, they're fine, but how much are you going to use them? X-Death, like, yeah, X-Death is gimmicky and weird, but X-Death, Barrett, Lion, Zell, like any characters for the rest of the month besides Yuna. I mean, that's really like Yuna with this month. And even then, you could skip Yuna and just hold out for Bart's, right? I mean,
Yeah, I missed Yuna, so whatever, I'll move on.
yeah, Final Asim, Agrius is good, but again, do you need Agrius? What's Agrius doing that you can't do with something that you already have, or you're not going to be able to pick up with some more powerful characters moving forward? What is a must-have unit this month? Truly, I mean, honestly, if we're talking about not characters that are viable versus not viable, everybody's viable, right? But like, what's the must-have? And then next month, what's the must-have? I'm pretty sure you could live without pulling. Yeah, I mean, I rated Agrius high on my list because I think, yeah, if you're going to pull, Yuno was 1, Agrius is 2. There you go. Well,
No, shit, who else is this month actually?
you never have to have anybody, but you do have to have somebody, right? You need 3 characters, generally speaking, to be content. So you have to pull sometimes. And there are characters that, like, Sid Reigns makes life a lot easier for those events, right? So you don't have to have Sid Reigns. Your life's going to be a lot easier with Sid Reigns. Yuna obviously made her event and the next several events a lot easier with her all the 2-week synergies too. But yeah, so I mean there are definitely more must pulls than others, but in that kind of vein, Agrius certainly doesn't need. You don't need Agrius this month. So do you need Agrius next month? Like Agrius, you didn't need Agrius for any of the content that we've currently had. Yuna definitely helped a lot. Didn't need her, obviously. You can get around it. But she made things a lot easier.
Just to be clear, I said that I could see Agrius's worth down the line. I don't see it now. It doesn't seem like a character that would super appeal to me. I'm not gonna do I'm not gonna do Ish Green, but I'm pretty sure if you have Ish Green, you could pretty much use that instead. And also, if we're just talking about Brave Gain up, Porum is more my style. Honestly, a lot less damage, a lot less shutout, but like the overheals, the HP. But right, guys. Like, I know Agris will be good in some of these Lufania Pluses coming up, but I didn't comment on like how, like if she's a top pick or anything, because I haven't looked that far ahead, and I'm not going to
Right.
speak on Lufania Plus that I don't have any experience on, but I'm just confident. Again, I could be wrong. I said it on the podcast. I might end up eating my words, but I just don't see it as like a big plus, like Mark is saying Reigns would be for a lot of fights. Not seeing it yet. I think talking to certain people, the consensus was the people who felt Agrius the most were the ones that didn't have Porum.
Mm.
Actually, let me look at let me see where Tonberry Troupe is at in terms of research. Oh, they haven't hit Lufania Plus yet. Oh,
No.
they're working on the draft. They're working on a draft.
Yeah. All right. Well, it's about that time.
It's about that time.
Thank you all for hanging out. Appreciate it. Thank you, Mino. This has been the post show for episode 166. I'll try to pull this out tomorrow. If you caught it, thank you. Appreciate it. Appreciate all of you joining us. Makes it a lot more fun We will see you all next week. Have a good one. Goodbye.